The following Earth Angel Media presentation is brought to you commercial-free as a gratuity from the sponsor producer named after the show. Please consider their message. Find other high-value shows listed at earthangelproject.com. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Soul Decodes. Join us as we wander off the path to find the ideas that fascinate. We talk about spirituality, the mind, the ego, wellness, and hidden history with tips, travels, and tales. Charms for a better life.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Dr. Tia Jolie Phillips, and you're in the Treehouse Studio. We're with Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Sarah Tirri, acclaimed author, prolific author at that, philanthropist, thinker. Mm-hmm. What's on your mind today?
Well, we're here with Lenka, and I think you should introduce Lenka.
So Lenka and I, we've known each other probably for about a year or two.
Lenka Brady.
Lenka Brady. And God, she's so multidimensional. There's so much to this lady. It's crazy. But yesterday, we were at a networking meeting, and on a complete whim, you and I, Sarah, we knew we were going to talk about gratitude today, but she mentioned gratitude, and I thought, there's no coincidence there. So let's so I said, would you be open to, if you want to talk about gratitude, let's bring you into the studio, have you over at the Treehouse, and let's talk about gratitude. So,
well, thank you for doing it quickly. I love it when life gets,
Yeah, so she said, look, I got to make sure my schedule's clear, and she just showed up. So. Anyway, welcome to the studio.
Well, thank you for having me.
And
I appreciate it. Like, this is so amazing. I absolutely love it.
What did you like? You're taking pictures and stuff?
I just walked in. I had no idea at all that, first of all, my first time doing a podcast. So I really never knew what goes behind it. So I appreciate the behind the scenes. I'm always about story, right? How do you tell a story about what you do? And I am literally watching the story in the making. So this is incredible.
You said you had listened to our previous episode with our mutual friend David Wright.
Yeah.
So shout out to David Wright.
Yay!
Yes. But you're other than just that, you really don't have any real knowledge of what we do. And
no.
Okay.
No.
So Sarah, why don't you give us the summary? What is Soul Decodes all about?
So Soul Decodes is penetrating the mysteries, which might not be mysteries at all, with being a human being. And we're all souls. And we're incarnating on this planet. Tia Jolie and I concur that we might be doing this more than once. We might be reincarnating, so explore that. We also explore the power of the mind and that we're in a quantum field. And when we're in that quantum field, it's mirroring back our states of mind, and we're here to manifest. We talk about manifestation is a big one because we both have kind of big dreams. What are your dreams? Tell me a little bit about you, because I don't know you that well.
I was going to say, let's just spend 5 minutes for people who don't know Lenka Brady. Like if you can condense your years.
From a little girl up.
Into 5 minutes.
A little girl up.
But just, what's the essence of who you are and what you do and what's important to you, those types of things, just for our listeners.
So everything you've said already is resonating with me because I'm all about the human mind. So we have that in common, and certainly manifestation. But Lenka Brady comes from Eastern Europe, little girl that grew up during communism. And
which part of Eastern Europe?
The Czech Republic.
Okay.
Yeah, and
you were a little girl.
I was there until I was 19.
Oh, wow.
So I went through the phase of post-communism, Velvet Revolution. I was actually in a group of students who was marching out and trying to figure out how we can get rid of the government, right, that was oppressing us. And once we became a democratic country, through the Velvet Revolution, we saw that there's so much more to living in the world. And I started having these thoughts and ideas about exploring. I just felt like there's so much more to living. And so I told my mom and dad when I was 19, I need to go. I need to see things.
And could you speak English at that point? I mean, you're pretty perfect now.
So, well, I appreciate it. It's been 30 years, but So after the revolution, because English was not allowed in schools, they opened all these fast track courses, degrees, and I pursued elementary education, English track for elementary kids. And so I went to school for that, got my bachelor's degree, and that's how I was introduced to English. And it was so much fun. I loved it. The first word that I really fell in love with was umbrella. I just loved umbrella. So every time it rains, I'm like, go get my umbrella.
It's a very sweet word. I've never
Yes,
really
it's just the
considered
way
it.
the
I like
tongue
it.
rolls. It's amazing.
Yes.
It's wonderful. It gives me this feeling of
And
like,
it's a shield as well. isn't it?
yes,
It's very-
absolutely.
yeah, a
Right?
lot to
Yeah.
it.
There you go. So my mom and dad, I mean, when I really look back and think about it, I have absolutely no idea how they said yes to me getting $250. They
Well, they must
sent
have
me
trusted
off.
you.
They did. But there I am, flying into New York. Winging it. Seriously, one suitcase, $250 in my
19,
pocket.
goodness.
I knew another young girl that had already been there. And so we met up at the airport and we started just exploring and cleaning homes. And we flew to Sarasota and we were cleaning homes. And apparently I'm a good
So
cleaner.
you were supporting yourself,
Yes,
cleaning homes and
yes,
traveling. Right, you really had your shit
traveling.
together. That's
Yeah,
great. So
yeah.
young. Mastering another language, another environment entirely.
It was amazing.
Did you
really
love it?
got
Did you love America?
Do you know what I love the most? 3 things. I always had a poster of a palm tree over my bed at home and ocean because I never thought I would be able to see it or touch it, feel it, smell it, none of it. So when I ended up in Sarasota, it was the first time that I got to see the ocean and the sand and the palm trees, and it just was such a powerful moment in my life.
Imagine.
The second thing was that I was able to communicate and do it all on my own. That I was able to figure out any solution for whatever problem with literally $250 in my pocket.
It made you very powerful.
It did. It sure did, and it showed me that I am capable of anything. I didn't know it back then.
No.
Now, when I go back there, I think that
Well, it's
created
a
the
very
foundation.
rigorous experience.
Absolutely. It created the foundation to what I believe I'm really good at today. And third is the trust that my parents had in me, believed in me, and the confidence that I had a very tough upbringing. My dad
Did you?
was
Can you tell
really
us a bit
strong.
about that? Within the family structure, was it a happy family environment?
We had a great family. I mean, we had our family issues. You know, I don't necessarily want to go
doesn't?
in the
You know,
details,
we all
but
do.
my dad was very, very strict with us. And interesting, later on, I got my NLP certification, neuro-linguistic programming. So I'm very much aligned with, I just love the language of the brain.
Yeah.
Through timeline therapy, we went back to a couple of times when Dad always told me, not bad, but you could do better. You could do better. Back then, when I think about those lessons, I thought my dad didn't have confidence in me or thought that I wasn't good enough.
No, he was just trying to motivate you, and you did, because you did it.
Yes.
Yeah, he got to you.
Yes. And that is why I'm so resilient today. It was because my dad saw the incredible potential in me. I didn't see it back then. And
Yes.
I honestly didn't see it until after NLP. When I went through the certification, I went through it twice. Once as a human, because I wanted to understand myself and how I form my
And NLP
beliefs.
for the listeners is neuro-linguistic programming,
Yes.
and it's programming your own mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it teaches you
fascinating.
how you make decisions, where they come from, limiting beliefs, all that stuff. So the limiting belief that I had developed because I didn't think my dad believed in me, I was able to, through timeline therapy, where you basically go back into your past, where you formed a certain belief about yourself, I was able to look at it through different lenses, fresh eyes, and see that he was actually trying to motivate me, encourage me, that he believed in me, that I am truly capable of so much more in life. Yeah. And so I take that, I brought that back into my reframed it, and it is what helps me overcome whatever challenges today. So the upbringing that I went through, the Velvet Revolution, communism, all that, you can't do this, you can do that, I took with me to today. I can do it all. I mean, I'm ready. Bring it, whatever you want to throw at me. And I, through all of that, I've built this ability to share my wisdom and experience, especially with the people in my life, and help them feel themselves as powerful as I do myself.
And you can impart that through helping them reprogram their own mind with regards to their human potential. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
What a calling.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. That was your training.
I love
it.
There you have it.
So bring us forward into today. You've taken all of these skill sets, these experiences, and
Very
really
dramatic.
some really cool background I didn't even know about. But now you've got, what do you do now?
So I work with women primarily, and I help them start and develop their businesses and grow them or pivot in life. I truly take joy in helping someone realize when things are not working, what it is that's really not working, whether it's your mindset that's just maybe you don't believe that you deserve success and you sabotage yourself and your success, or you have fear of success, so you're making small decisions in life, creating small goals for yourself, and you're not achieving the success that you really want. Or I help them create a concept vision for an idea that they have. I help them develop it through business concepts like, creating minimum viable product, understanding how lean business methodologies truly work. Like you don't spend if you don't get, if you're not making revenue, you're not spending, you should not be spending a lot of money. So I've taken it all, even the experiences of me being able to take the $250 one suitcase and build my personal empire. I love to call it that way.
Lovely.
Through the decisions in life, being in corporate, getting the corporate experience here, the typical American corporate experience that I only heard about. And then launching a few companies and learning. Some failed, some were incredibly successful, learning through the process. So I pass it on to my clients.
So I've written a book called The Mirror World, which is available on Amazon. I'll get you a copy. I'll sign that.
Love that. Thank you.
And it's basically talking about this voice. And it's the ego structure. This is not your soul at all, and it will diminish you, and it will come from here. And that you've got to get out of that thinking. So I think you're going to love this book. It's only 8,000 words. It's literally a 45-minute read, and it's a journal, and it talks about these two structures that we have in our mind, and we can literally do anything, but it's how we believe and what we believe reality to be, and we're manifesting reality through aligning with the high frequencies that are already in the quantum field. So I think it's really great work that you're doing. I don't think people know the critical importance of thinking correctly.
Absolutely.
It's vital. It's where creation takes place.
Yes.
So Lenka, if you could take yourself today and look backwards at teenage Lenka, what would you say you did that was like amazing and you're so glad you did it? And then what would you say you should do differently?
Well, that's an interesting one.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
So what's amazing is that I decided to give it a chance and come here into the United States. That's one of those things that, gosh, knowing what I know today, I don't know if... maybe it was the lack of really experience. I had oh my gosh, how did I do this? I slept on a mattress that I found on the corner of a street.
Well, it would have been in your life plan. That would have been in your life plan. At 19, you're going to get catapulted out of this environment. You're going to that was already... You couldn't have resisted that.
Yes.
But that's pretty fascinating, too, because I was talking to Robin about this. When I was like in my early 20s, I was an aircraft commander flying worldwide for the Air Force, dropping troops and equipment in Africa. When I look back at that, I'm like, I can't even believe it. It's like, how did I even do that? It freaks me out now. But when you're young, you don't know what you don't know. And you just go do it. But I think that's fascinating that you said that. But so what would you do differently?
Gosh, honestly, when I look at every pivotal moment in my life, it really shaped me into the person I am today. I love my life.
That's beautiful.
So therefore you wouldn't do it.
So I don't think there's anything really I would have changed.
That's such a good answer, because I do the same thing. I wouldn't trade a thing. Because even when I look back...
Oh, there was a property that I sold really cheaply and I shouldn't have done. I'd have changed that.
Actually, but you learned from it, though.
Yeah, Dumbo. That's right.
I've had some bad investments myself, and trust me, would I have changed it? But this is how I look at it. Whenever it's a bad decision, bad investment, it leads you to people that help you explain things to you. You learn new things. You meet new people. There's I think it's meant to be. It has to happen that way. Yes, maybe financially you've lost something, but you might have gained by so much more by meeting the right people that should be in your life to help you make better decisions going forward. Right?
It.
So sometimes some lessons are incredibly costly and maybe put you back when it comes to finances, but mentally,
I'd have probably just blown through the money anyway.
Yes.
So I mean,
Right.
It was just but they were very, very. I wouldn't change anything either. I had quite an outrageous upbringing.
Yeah.
I've written about it in my novel, and I've talked about it a bit in the earlier podcast. But I wouldn't change a damn thing either.
Yeah.
It's important because you've arrived at a point of self-acceptance and self-love, and
So
therefore
important.
you wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, so very important.
You're not living with regrets. A lot of people live with regrets, and that's just such a mind fuck to do that.
And
That's
not
horrible.
only that, so many people really do not enjoy or love their life, and that's where
They
I
don't know
come
why.
in.
They don't know how to operate their life.
Exactly.
They don't know what their mind is. They're caught in thought form.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is so cool. I especially appreciate how you're taking your life experiences, your wisdom from these past few decades, and really paying it forward. Like you're taking women that are maybe at a crossroads or maybe stuck, and you're investing in them and paying it forward with the hope that maybe they can do the same.
Yeah. I'm really, really big on paying it forward, karma, all of that energy, right? I really believe it's like what you put out there is what you get back. And it's interesting. It's kind of like when you walk into a room full of people and you scan the room, you're always drawn in a specific corner to specific people. And it's that energy that connects you for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So I believe that the people that are in my life today are in my life for a reason. We are connected for mission, purpose, vision, whatever that may be. The people that have kind of dropped off, those were seasonal, for a little
We call
bit,
them
and they
paper
need
people
yes, right?
Yes, they were there for a season. They had
yes.
their value, but they don't linger.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I want to segue to gratitude. That's the theme of today. We don't script anything. I gave you a basic concept. We're going to talk about gratitude.
Yeah.
Nothing else is scripted. So we always joke about it because she doesn't know the next thing out of my mouth because I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. But I did take some time to get some quotes from some
Yes, I
people.
did the same.
And
Yeah.
I just want to throw this out there.
let's do it.
Just to kind of chum the waters a little bit and just see what your thoughts are.
And if you have a comment, we'll just...
But let's do a round table and like some of the first things that come to mind. But I like this one from Cicero. For those of you who don't know, Cicero is a Roman philosopher, basically a statesman of sorts, if you can believe history.
Tia Jolie is a reincarnation of him.
Right. So, but this is a quote I pulled. It says, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others."
Oh, I love it.
So what are your thoughts on that, Sarah?
Okay, so the parent of all others.
It's the parent of all other virtues.
So without gratitude, no other virtue can exist.
That's the way I read that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
That's what I think. Without gratitude, no other virtue can exist.
My-
It is the bedrock of that.
My life changed the moment there's two things that happened in my life. As soon as I realized that my life I'm in this life because I asked for it.
Yes, you chose
I'm not
it.
a victim. I chose this
Yes.
life. That changed my whole world.
Yeah, I bet.
It was like, okay.
Yeah.
Now,
You have to take responsibility.
well, that's awesome because now it's like,
Now you're powerful.
now I'm powerful because now I own this.
Yes, exactly.
Whatever this world is, I own it. Yeah. And for that, I give gratitude. So that means even if somebody's serving up a shit sandwich, it's like, this is what I needed. This is what I wanted. I asked for this. Yeah. I'm not saying if somebody punches me in the face, I asked for the punch, but I'm saying
Depends how you frame it.
the overall experience is for my benefit. So what are your thoughts, Lenka, about that? Gratitude, is it the parent of other virtues, or how does it fit into your world?
I can't imagine living my life without being grateful for all the opportunities that have been provided and given to me. So for me, gratitude is everything.
Yeah.
it's aligned with the energy and everything else that I talked about, paying it forward, right? So whenever you're grateful for something, I always look for ways to give back and show that if something good came into my life and made me feel amazing and special and valued and valuable, I would love for someone else to feel the same way.
So what's going to happen to you is going to come back to you.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
the whole thing is a rotation. Giving and receiving are exactly the same thing.
So,
and it's how the world should go around.
So absolutely, it is apparent because that's where it all begins. That's where it all starts, right?
Yeah.
Did you have a question, or did you?
Yeah. So
because when you're done, I got another one. So
okay. So why is gratitude the antidote to entitlement? Is the question. Because entitlement assumes the world owes you something. Gratitude recognizes everything as a gift. It restores humility, wonder, and perspective.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I loved that.
That's beautiful.
So was that Desmond?
Yes, that's Desmond.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you have any thoughts on that, Lenka?
I can tell you this, entitlement is not in my vocabulary, and there's a lot of negativity and negative emotions that are associated with it, which I view people that have those negative emotions as people that are hurting deeply. And so it's almost like an onion. Let's peel the layers to figure out where it's coming from and why you feel this way. Because underneath it, I am sure we can figure out for you to be grateful for something and reframe whatever circumstance that made you feel entitled into something better.
I think we're
more productive.
Yeah, this
we're
is a good
entitled to
conversation.
inner peace.
Yeah.
We're entitled to happiness.
Yeah.
We're entitled to freedom of expression. So that word has a lot of negative connotations. But I think there's some basic things that we're entitled to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's a good conversation. What is entitlement? Because you're coming from, because our previous guest, two episodes ago, we had Carlos Solos. He came over in 1961 from Cuba. Mm-hmm. And similar, really kind of experience. Like he came into this America concept, and he's like, what? And he sang songs about America, and he was just so grateful.
And I did the same thing.
But it's not because he came here saying, I'm coming to America, where's my
bit?
Where's my $5,000 credit card or debit card? He came here because he wanted the opportunity.
Yeah. And he started at a graphics company in Claremont, a very big one in Claremont, and he started just as a little apprentice, and he was willing to go to every department. Yeah. Once he had done that, he realised, I can do this, and that's when he set out on his own business.
But when you were talking about your story, Lenka, you mentioned I could feel the gratitude as you reflected on your story. I could feel the gratitude, but it wasn't because you came through with America owes me something. It was the idea that I get to do me. Yeah. I get to do me.
Now, how profound does gratitude go? Because I have this, I'm really grateful, and I put this in my book, The Mirror World. I'm grateful for things that people might overlook, like toilet paper. That's a really important one. Plumbing, to be able to walk on a grass. For the sun, you could bring gratitude into just like a day, but you have to actually consciously do that with your mind. Yeah. Because your mind will get caught up in thought forms, which are all just a load of bullshit, just rehashed stuff. So gratitude is you're flexing your spiritual muscle, and it is a place you want to live, because when you're grateful, more of what you're grateful for gets supplied back to you. So it's a daily waking practice. I find so many. I'm going to have to write a list of the weird shit that I'm grateful for.
Absolutely.
But it's a lot. And it comes, even in tough circumstances, sometimes I'll look for what I'm grateful for about it.
It's such a fine line. So when you think about entitlement versus earning the right to feel a certain way, right? Or gratitude versus, or aligning yourself with reminding yourself where you came from, right? It's the daily reminders and affirmations, and also manifestation of what is really important to you. So whenever you or I lose myself in, let's say, luxury, today I have earned the right to live in a nice home and drive a nice car and being able to go to a nice dinner.
So earning the right is different from entitlement. There's the distinction.
I believe so in my head, in my world, because I've worked very hard and I've saved and I was very disciplined. right? So I deserve the right to feel a certain way because I gave myself the permission to feel
reap
this
the
way.
fruits of your effort.
Yeah.
That's such a huge statement. One of my business mentors, he makes $250,000 a month his way. He and his spouse, they give away 10%. That's their belief system. They're going to give away 10%. But they also have 10% that they must spend on themselves.
I love that.
Can you imagine? It's like, okay, we have this $25,000 a month we must spend on ourselves. But they do.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that amazing?
But it dovetails with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Very romantic as well. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
because now you can really get to enjoy your life.
Yeah, I mean,
you can travel first class. If
they
you
just
feel
recently
like
took. They wanted to go see the Eagles play in Vegas in the dome in the Sphere thing.
The Sphere.
And they ended up taking another couple with them, all expense paid. So it's when you
because
do those things,
you are here to enjoy this existence, this quantum field. You're here to enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons that we're here, and make the most of it. And I know who you're talking about. He's using money to enjoy and get beautiful experience.
Well, and my point was what Lenka was saying. There's a big difference. We talked about this a couple episodes ago. Big difference between equal opportunity,
equal outcome,
and equal outcome. Mm-hmm. If somebody feels like there should be an equal outcome, because I have family members and extended family.
So that's the entitlement.
It's like, oh, Sarah's a millionaire. You owe me something. Well, no, you worked your fanny off for that. I'll show you how to be a millionaire. But just because I'm a millionaire doesn't mean you need it. I owe you something. I owe you my love, my compassion.
And you'd help them if you wanted
Look,
to.
Yeah, but I have to say, is this a charitable act or a welfare act?
Ah.
If it's charity, that means they can't do it for themselves, and I can help them. If it's welfare, that means you can do it for yourself. You're just being lazy.
Yeah.
You're choosing not to.
Right? So I'm big on charitable giving, but I'm zero on welfare giving. If they can do it, I want to teach them. See, that's why even in the chamber, in the networking, I've got these people who are always looking for handouts. I'm like, look, I'll teach you how to make as much cash flow as you want, but I'm not going to give you what you're asking for because I can teach you. And that's...
I think if it's an exchange,
hard to do because
in an exchange you could barter that. I can do this and then you can do that. You could use this as a way of exchanging.
Well, I barter a lot, but that's quid pro quo. I'm just talking about flat out. Yeah. Give me money because I'm running for office.
Charity.
I'm running for office. I need to win. Give me money. No.
Or welfare.
I'll teach you how to make a virtual endowment that gives you cash flow the rest of your life. I'm not going to give you money for your politics.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way it's just
I'm going to teach you a trade, basically.
I'm going to teach you how to be permanently wealthy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, but I appreciate what you said, Lenka. And something you said, I'm going to dovetail right into it. Did you have something on that, Lenka?
No, go for it.
So I'm not a big Albert Einstein fan by any stretch, but there is a quote here I want to share with you and get your take because I love this. Whether he said it or not, it's not relevant. But he said there are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle.
Yeah.
And you were talking about
I think it's fundamentally right.
Walking barefoot in the sunshine.
Yeah.
And you look at a bumblebee.
Yeah.
I'm
I was just
out
going to
there
say butterfly.
Yeah. How is it you're even flying, you little fat fella? I mean, it's like you're such a beautiful
I woke
miracle.
up at 3 o'clock this morning. I came downstairs because my dog wanted to pee, and I went out. And I'm in the country, so there's not too much light pollution. And I just looked up at all the stars, and it was almost brought me to tears. It was just so stunning and so beautiful. And I was glad to be awake and glad I noticed it. And I think it's just flexing that muscle because I spent a lot of my life I was trapped in negative thought forms. And this is how I was able to get out of that. And I prefer the frequency that I'm in when I'm aligned in gratitude to everything that's beautiful about this place.
And it opens your eyes to so many incredible things. And again, energetically, when I don't even know if it's a word, the energy that you put out there will bring people like that back into your life. So it's even more positive, even more magical stuff happening. Because if you believe that, if you see the good things in people, if you see the positive, if you see the miracles in things, miracles will be happening to you because you are in a mindset that is able to see it that way. if you close-minded, if you if your energy is just
you're stuck, you're trapped
if you're
in
stuck,
negative
you're
thought
trapped.
forms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you will not be able to see the beautiful butterfly.
And you can
will
get
not
out
be
of
able to see
negative
the
thought
stars,
forms.
right?
You can
Correct.
You have to cultivate.
Yes, yes.
And it's
law
just
of attraction, right?
And it's just refocusing your attention.
Yeah, yeah.
And part of it's a decision. You halfway answered a question I was going to ask. My question was, how do you perceive the world being if we trained ourselves to seek out the miracles around us instead of seeking out the problems? How do you perceive the future in a place where we seek out miracles?
I think you and I had this chat yesterday about the world being nicer, calmer, wiser, smarter, pleasant.
One
right?
of the things that connected
Yeah.
Tia Jolie and I when we first met a couple of years ago, we both had this idea that what we're working towards is heaven on earth.
Yeah.
And that's what that is. That's the natural
That's actually the common
culmination of
thread.
that.
Like, even though we're very different, like in a lot of ways, like she's this stuffy British chick. And I'm a
Stuffy.
scrappy American girl. Like we're so different on some things. But,
You definitely look different for sure. You have a different energy, but I think you have so much in common.
but that's the one thing that tied us immediately. Because I was recalling this yesterday. Right after we met each other, you invited me to your property, beautiful property, and you put out this beautiful spread. You had these fruits and vegetables and dips.
Oh, I did
and
a
everything.
vegan
It was
extravaganza.
It was like so. I couldn't even eat so much. But it was such a beautiful thing that you did, and to me, I was just, if we could cultivate a world where, even if we disagree with somebody, we can at least look at them and recognize them for being the miracle that they are, even if we disagree.
Yeah.
Well, it's when you really think about it, if you are walking into a room, if you're talking to people already expecting something bad to happen, you have preconceived notions of this person to be out there to get you, to steal from you, to be a bad person, you will treat them as such.
You'll get
and you
that.
will have a completely different conversation with them because you will only focus on what you have already decided that they are. Versus, and that goes back to your question, what is the world going to look like? Listen, we all have our differences, right? We all have different upbringings. We all have different experiences. But it doesn't mean that I'm better than you or I'm worse than you. It simply means that maybe I form my decisions differently. Would you sit with me for a cup of coffee so I can explain to you where my decisions are coming from and why? Doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. I'm actually a really good person, right? But it will take 5-10 minutes for you to get to know me. And it's that jump into conclusions based on whatever is happening in your head and your
Well, you're
world.
calling something in. You're calling that in as though it were.
Absolutely.
You're going to go in and you'll be mining for every crappy scenario.
Yes.
You're going to create it because that's
Yes.
your mindset. It will get reflected,
Yes.
and then you're going to blame reality for it and
Yes.
not hold yourself accountable.
Yes.
It's a horrible. And I've been in those loops,
Yeah.
and they're not fun. But there is a way out of it, and it's NLP. You have to reprogram your mind and use language, precise language to do that. And I mean, have a belief system. I believe that we're all evolving, that we're checking in and out of this planet loads of times, that we're going to go on eternally to do something else out there in the cosmos. And a lot of people believe that you have one life and then you're going to die, and you're either going to be extinct, you're going to go to hell, or you're going to go to heaven. And that's it. And it depends what the premise of your existence is. The premise of my existence is that I'm evolving into something. And I have been for a very long time.
And it's a journey. This is a really cool conversation. What would you say for each of you? Whoever wants to answer can answer, but what's one of the things that right this minute, besides being with each other, is one of the biggest things you're grateful for in your life? It could be anything. But
Christ, I've just uploads. It's like they're
it is 1,000 things.
Yeah.
Is there anything like just that jumped off the table at you?
Right there. I don't know where this thought came from because I was in a whole bunch. But Molly, my dog, I've got this little black dog. She loved you when she met you. She gave you her blessing.
I got a picture.
So she just came into my mind. Yeah, I don't know where that thought came from, but Molly.
But that was good. That was good. Do you have anything like
maybe Molly's somehow intersecting with my consciousness and saying, "Choose me."
Make it me, Mom.
Make it me, Molly.
Any thoughts?
I think for me, it's the that one thing immediately that I had to think of is, and it's kind of interesting that this is where my mind went. Making a drive 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago at this point, it was a Sunday afternoon, and I told my husband, it's like, let's go look at this Mineola area. I heard so much about it. And we went for a drive, and we never left. We moved to Mineola, and I've rebuilt my life completely. And
where did you come from?
Winter Garden.
Okay.
Not too far.
No.
Everything has changed. Everything. My life is so much better, more meaningful, more purposeful. I love where I am. Every day I remind myself. And so it was that one drive Sunday afternoon where we just hopped in the car because I saw something on the news and I needed to figure out what it was because I felt like I had a calling.
Yes, I was going to say, it's destiny going like this and pulling you.
So for me, sitting here with the two of you amazing ladies, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have met you. So going back, like, how did I get here? It is that one Sunday afternoon drive 2.5, 3 years ago.
She summoned us
Seriously,
into her world.
Right?
That's what we believe we did with each other.
One decision. And so I empower people, my friends, everyone in my life, like, make a decision that is aligned with whatever vision of yourself you have and be confident about it. Be comfortable that right or wrong, good or bad, you're meant to make that decision. Feel good about it. Something good will come out of it.
You've been impulsed to make that decision. So assuming that destiny was Mineola, that this is where you're supposed to nest, you're not actually going to be able to avoid that impulse because destiny. There's certain destinies in the program that we're in. This is whole. So there are certain things that you can't avoid. But what you did, you felt it. You got in your car that day and you went for a drive. So you obeyed that impulse.
Be obedient.
Yes, to be obedient. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you also just being here today was spontaneous because you weren't sure if you could make it, and you were going to rearrange your schedule.
Yeah.
So that was somewhat spontaneous.
Yeah.
Quick
turnaround. And there's a lot of alignment, though. I think that
that's
alignment
when things are supposed to happen. They do happen easily.
Yes,
I'm glad you said
that. Alignment, a lot of it, and that goes with everything I do. If I don't feel the alignment with my core values, my mission, with the person I am, where I see myself in the future, my gut tells me so, and I've learned to listen to my gut.
Yes, your intuition.
Right, my intuition, the fear of something. It's like, Lenka, wait a minute, slow down, something is
That's
off.
Great. And you pay attention to that. Yeah. And take it seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
I got to have you help me with my football picks then. Get that
I
that
suck
intuition.
at that. Ask my husband. I'm really not good at that. Yep,
get that intuition going for me. So I'm going to just say that there's two things jumped into my mind when I asked you that question. One is I'm grateful for Robin.
Nice.
You know, December will be 30 years for us.
Oh my gosh.
And she's been through
That's incredible.
a lot.
What date?
December 12th.
Okay.
12/12. But been through a lot. You know, she stepped into a scenario because I was a single parent with 3 children. And neither of us wanted the relationship, but she had just left an alcoholic ex.
Psycho.
One of those people. And so we just wanted to be friends, just to help each other. That was it. There was nothing else. But then years later now, it's like completely, we're ready. We're just getting started. 30 years, we're just getting started.
Nice. That's beautiful.
So it's like,
amazing.
So that's the number one thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, as you were talking, Lenka, it made me think that so much of who we are and what we do is based on a series of decisions. And like, here's an example. You were talking about your puppy, and you know, our mind kind of networks and thinks of different things by association. One of the decisions I made was, look, we made a decision to not have pets, right? Because we like to travel and stuff. So I value what you just said. But one of the things you said, Lenka, was about making certain decisions about, you know, about being happy and those types of that feeling about, you know, how you navigate yourself through your next thing you experience, right?
Choose what you think about.
Yeah, but welcoming in certain things and then not, you know,
flush those.
Kind of.
Yeah.
One of the things
flush the monkey mind.
I'm grateful for you like this podcast, Sarah, you've changed my world. I love this.
Thank you.
But I'm also grateful because, you know, we've learned how to make sequential decisions for ourselves to help us navigate our future and to make our present more valuable. So if you wake up, if 10 years ago, if I woke up at 3 a.m. because there's a loud noise or something, I would be pissed.
Yeah, you'd be bitching about it.
I'd be like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, me too.
Get the damn muffler fixed or whatever. Just seriously. But
now you go out and look at the stars.
But now it's a different thing. I made a decision. If I wake up at 3, I'm going to wake up with gratitude.
Yeah. I'm going to feel how soft my bed sheets are.
I'm going to fluff my pillow. I'm going to find the cool spot on the bed.
Have a drink of water.
Right. I'm going to... But I'm going to get into that lucid...
But it's a decision.
But it's a decision. That's what I'm saying is I'm glad that I've learned from people like you. And
not to be reactive.
Right. It's I'm in control. Yeah. Yes, I'm awake at 3, but I'm going to own it.
I'm going to make the most of it.
This is a great opportunity.
I'm going to listen to the frogs. Yeah, no, really.
Look at the stars.
Yes, exactly.
So I think that
so choosing your reaction is fundamental to being.
Yeah, there's just so much to be grateful for it, even if you wake up when you don't want to wake up. Mm-hmm. There's a reason. Let's just own it. Right?
I made a vow years ago that I never wanted to wake up to an alarm. Because I had horrible experience with alarms. It was just because I had to do jobs that I didn't want to do, and I just didn't like being woken out of sleep. Yeah. So I cultivated my life where I can set my own schedule, so I never have to have an alarm again. So I'm grateful for that. That's beautiful to not have that that thing blaring. Yeah. So that's very cool. I'm grateful for life itself. Mm-hmm. My life hasn't always been easy, but there's nothing that I would change about it. And I can choose what I think about pretty much. I mean, I still get caught in thought forms. And for me, I'm grateful for the fact that with the grace, I guess, I've been able to do that because my mind was pretty messed up when I was younger.
So you just hit off almost perfectly a quote. You're an author. I didn't know this guy's name, William Arthur Ward.
I've not heard of him.
Oh, really? He's a 20th century
William Arthur Ward. He sounds very English.
Yeah, a 20th century American writer. Oh. And he's a teacher, known for inspirational living and stuff. But you almost nailed his quote. He says, gratitude can transform common days into Thanksgiving, turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Which is almost exactly what you just said.
I think it's what we should try and do because we're going to be happier as a result, and then the energy you give off, that will that then manifests. And we were talking about manifestation. We're all here to manifest a certain life to a certain degree. Now, some of us have a tighter curriculum. Some of us have more freedom. There's some karma. There's certain things involved, and we choose some of our life circumstances. So we do have some latitude. What we're here to do, I believe, is manifest the life of our choosing without inducing any karma that we're going to have to be reborn to experience. So you've got to balance your karma in this lifetime, manifest the life of your choosing, and then, if you want, you can graduate because we're in a big training ground. Earth is a training ground.
Wow, powerful, and I love it. I could not have said it obviously better, but all of it is. I'm actually learning quite a bit, but yet again, it's almost like a testament to what I believe so powerfully about my own life and where I'm heading, where my journey is taking me. So thank you.
Well, I can't.
So well
so I'm gonna. I'll have to exchange numbers with you because I'd like to send you my books, and then you can get to know a little bit more about what I'm working on.
Thank you.
So for both of you, each of us has run into people in our lives who are not gracious, they don't have any gratitude about anything, right? There's those people,
they're everywhere.
They tend to suck the joy.
I think there are times.
How do you deal with those?
Well, I don't, because I think there are times where I've been like that. I think there's times where I haven't shown gratitude and I haven't been gracious. So they're there.
So how do you deal with them then when they're there? You just let them...
Well, I have to forgive them and just let them be on their journey.
Let them go through their process.
Go through your process because I had to do the same thing. And you will come out of it and life will be easier when you do. Yeah.
What do you do?
And forgiveness is such a big part of gratitude, right?
Yes.
So that's beautiful. Being an educator and always someone who tries to help people, I listen. I listen to see what is happening, and I ask questions to figure out where is the negativity or the circumstance, where is it coming from? And if I feel that they're open, then I engage in conversations and try to see, maybe reframe, help them see things in different light, put in different context, things like that. But if there's too much toxic energy, then like you...
Bless the mess.
Bless the mess.
Bless
the mess.
Move on.
Oh, love that. I'm going to have to write it down.
It's not
Bless
mine.
the mess.
It's not my quote.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's quite good, isn't it? I've been using it for years, but you bless the mess and move on.
Yes, I know, bless their hearts, right? Like I said, bless your heart, and I move on, but bless the mess. That's even better. Yeah, so I do try, but if it gets to the point that it's actually that I'm the one that's absorbing the negativity, that's
horrible.
Suffocating.
Yes,
Suffocating, and then I just
away.
draw the line.
And you're under no spiritual obligation to align with that.
And one thing that one of the first times I was at your house, you explained that you don't let negativity into your house. Like if somebody's going to be foul in your house, it's like you were pretty stalwart in terms of just no negative in your house. I like that. I actually like that a lot. I had somebody... some time ago, there was just a business meeting, and this guest was in my house. We had like 30 of us here, and there was a guest, and she was foul. She was foul.
What, in a foul mood?
Yeah, she'd been
just saying foul shit.
That too. Like her mouth was foul. She was just, everything was foul.
Oh, God.
And I literally pulled her to
Frog marched her out.
I perp walked her out. I didn't. But basically, I walked her to the front door, and I explained to her, it's like, I love having you. I'm grateful. I said, I know you're going through a lot, because she had been through a lot. She's going through a lot. But I invited her here because she was going through a lot, not with the expectations she's going to come and poop on the parade. Right?
Yes, the negativity is too
I brought her
heavy.
to the front, away from everyone. I said, I love having you here. I know you're going through a lot, but I cannot have you dropping F-bombs in my kitchen with my closest people. I said, you're welcome.
I hope I haven't done that.
I said, you're welcome to stay if you want to stay, but, this is not okay.
But were her F-bombs?
No, they were...
They were like, well, fuck you and fuck you F-bombs, or...
It was just about...
Because I say fuck quite a lot on the show.
Yeah, but no, this is about the world around. Like,
right.
There was no gratitude. It was the complete... It was like darkness over the entire world, and I'm going to bring it into Tia Jolie's kitchen. I'm like... No, but you're not, because I have an umbrella. I have an umbrella.
That's very sweet.
My home is my sanctuary, so I can completely understand. And this would not. No, there's no.
Yeah, so I mean, I had to kind of isolate it. I mean, she ended up apologizing and staying, and she was kind.
Very nice.
She was kind the rest of the time.
You know what would have been interesting about that? You might have actually told her something that she can actually work with. Like, is Tia Jolie right? And that could have been a breakthrough in something because you called her out.
Well,
a lot of people wouldn't have the gumption to do that. They would just suffer it and just wait till she's gone and not have her back again. So that was, you could have woken her to it.
Well, I always sandwich things. Like, I never attack the character. I always just, I edify the character because she's a miracle. She's a beautiful divine sovereign. But then I address the behavior.
Yeah.
I love you being here. I love you as a person. I know you're going through stuff, and I want you to be part of my circle. But this behavior over here is not okay.
That's wonderful.
So it's.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's the jerk. I'm saying her behavior's a jerk.
And she apologized, and she might.
Oh, she changed on a dime.
And I saw her could have been life changing.
I just saw her in the past week or two, and she was perfect.
That's good. Well,
maybe it's just around me.
Maybe shocked her.
Maybe she knows I'm armed or something. It's like, I don't know, but it worked. I mean, I'm not saying that she's that way all the time forever. I don't think that's the case, but
she might have woken up to something, and sometimes it does take, explaining this and having the gumption to say it to someone.
Well, I know.
You could have helped her.
Well, Robin, I didn't know Robin before we were married or anything, but when you go through a divorce and when you're going through that darkness, it's easy to let that bleed over other places. And she recounted a story of her going to work, and one of her close friends pulled her aside and said, I know you're going through some stuff and it's pretty trashy, but you don't need to bring all your stuff to work because nobody wants to hang around with you.
Yeah.
Those are my words, but
yes, it's quite ruthless. Though.
It was basically like, we want you to be with us, but we don't want to hear about your divorce. We want to be with you and play softball or go bowling or whatever.
Well,
whatever
I think people
they're doing.
can find life difficult enough without having this major drain, this vampirical Debbie Downer type mentality. So, but we can all be down. We've all been down, but there's a certain place that you can exhibit that, and it wouldn't be in the workplace because everyone's getting up to going to work, and they have an expectation that they want to have somewhat of a decent
It's bad
time.
enough going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Time and place. Right, for everything.
Yeah.
But
that would just be madness, I think. At that
I can understand people needing to get vent and kind of do the shadow work because all of us have done the shadow work.
Sit and stare in the mirror and do it.
It's just, but it doesn't need to be at work or something like that. So, but did you have any other questions or anything?
No, I just had that. So let me.
And Lenka, while she's looking that up, what are your thoughts? I mean, do you have any questions or? Is there any aspect of...
Oh, let me just read this one real quick because we're talking about forgiveness. Why is gratitude the gateway to forgiveness? When you're grateful for the lessons embedded in past pain, resentment loses its grip. Gratitude transforms wounds into wisdom. So that was the link with gratitude.
Yeah.
You know what? That
Resentment is a big one.
No, but that tangentially peaks on something. But let me give it to Lenka here, and then I'm going to cover that real quick because there's something huge about that that's about holistic health. So
I've got another one.
Yeah, I'll double back
as well,
to that.
which is holistic. Yeah.
Go ahead. I just wanted to tee it up for you, Lenka, if you had anything.
No, the word resentment, we haven't
talked about
resentment.
We talked about forgiveness,
right? So gratitude, you have forgiveness, and then resentment, that's the negative. I would almost say that resentment is the parent of all the negative emotions. So you have gratitude, right? Parent
it's
for all the and that's where the negativity is brewing, the toxic behavior, toxic energy. So
I think the Buddhists say resentment broils innards.
Oh, there you have it.
And I can see that image in my head.
Oh, absolutely.
That's nasty.
It is nasty, isn't it? Yeah.
But it's kind of true because, so while you were saying that, see, I have a lot of people come into my world because I can give them the most amazing nutrition and coach them on their diet and all this stuff. But there's this part of them where there's something within them where they've not forgiven. Like, we can forgive other people, but they've not forgiven themselves.
Well, let me tell you what
Bingo.
I think.
Yep.
They've not forgiven themselves.
Yep.
Well, they don't know what they're doing here. To me, it all comes down to what is your belief system? Why do you think you're on this planet living? Why were you born? If you don't understand the premise of your existence, you're going to be resentful because you don't know how to orient yourself on this planet. And it is going to cause resentment because you don't know why you're born, what you're doing, how the doing happens, how powerful you are. You've gone through all these traumas because most people have been through some type of trauma and you can't make any sense of it. I mean, that is enough just to have a resentment as a platform without even knowing that.
Yeah.
This would all be in your subconscious. You wouldn't even know that's why you feel like
and
that.
so you'll be manifesting choices, behaviors, decisions that are negative.
And it'll be mirroring back.
Yep, absolutely.
So what I was sharing is that each one of us, it's relatively easy to forgive somebody else, but we have a hard time sometimes forgiving ourselves. But if you take that, what Desmond presented there, if you can get to the point where you forgive yourself for maybe a bad relationship or a bad business decision or something, right? So maybe a bad real estate purchase, and you could just forgive yourself for that, then that's going to be the gateway to you having grace towards yourself. Right. Having gratitude for yourself, self-love.
Yeah.
So it's important. We talk about forgiveness. A lot of times it's second or third.
I would say it's even more of a priority to forgive yourself.
That's
the
what
highest priority.
Because I see people come in my door for health and wellness, and I can talk to them about
they can't stand themselves.
Right. And within 5 minutes, I have them crying. That's why there's tissues there, by the way. But they're crying because they've never entered a world where I tell them, look, you've got a double standard. Because you're so beautiful towards everybody else, but you got to be that beautiful towards yourself too.
Quite.
So why do you have a double standard? Because you're beautiful, and I want you to see yourself the way I see you, as a divine, perfect, beautiful, sovereign little girl.
But a lot of people were told that they were sinners, that they were born into sin. Something shit went down years ago.
That's how you form those limiting
and then
beliefs.
You've got a saviour that's going to have to die for your sins because you're not going to be able to ever do that. I mean, we have a really flaky premise in the Western world, especially about who God is and what's our relationship to God is. That's not helpful.
Yeah. Well, and we're raised based on someone else's perception of what we should become. So think about it. You're born and your mind is clear. It's clean canvas.
Yes.
Mom and dad and everyone around you,
Your
they
ego
start
hasn't formed
not
then.
at all. And your belief system, nothing, right? Your values. So all of a sudden, as you grow, you start forming your values and developing certain beliefs based on what people tell you, what they teach you.
I think some you form, but I think most of them, they're just thrown at you. You've inherited this, all this bullshit you've just inherited. You don't know why you have. But then if we're choosing our lives and we're choosing to come into this world, and we've done that for a reason, we've chosen certain programming, and then it's kind of deprogramming after that.
It's funny you say that because there's this whole field of study called epigenetics. Because I hear it all the time. It's like, oh, I'm depressed because my mom was depressed and she was depressed and all this stuff. It's like, stop. It's not genetic. It's not your DNA. The only thing that double helix does is produces proteins and folds them one way or the other. 98% of your genome is sensing who you are, what your thoughts are, what you do, what your decisions are. You control your expression of your DNA. Therefore, your sadness and your depression is probably something where you went from 0 to 6 years old listening to mom and dad argue.
Just mimicking it.
And you're just, this is the way people behave, therefore I'm going to behave this way.
Yeah, there was no conscious decision making.
Yeah, and that's to your point. You have to become...
It's what you know. You're mirroring the same behaviors that you have been around.
And there's a reason for that, because we're choosing our lives. So you don't want to devalue that. But I remember years ago, I was a stewardess for British Airways for 5 years. I did long haul out of London. And I was getting my suitcase across to my car. And I had this download, this revelation, that all I was at that point was a conglomerate of the opinions of other people, that I realised I actually didn't have an independent thought. And it was scary, but it was revolutionary. I felt much lighter because I realised that's what you've been doing. Because I recognised I was sounding like other people. So I was just mimicking.
Yeah.
I'd put this belief system together, which I just mimicked and inherited. And then at 25, I was able to dismantle that.
Yeah.
It was, and that's what. But then I was supposed to do that because we like I keep saying this. But if we're choosing our lives, there is a reason that we have all this brainwashing, and part of it is to deal with the context of what we're going to be, the person we're going to be as a result of that, and then develop because of it.
Yeah.
And then start manifesting, because that will be our platform.
But you did all the hard work, right? You have decided to live your life your way. There's a lot of people that choose not to do the hard work, and therefore they're almost like the victims of their upbringing, the victims of what has been said to them, told to them, things that they were made to believe. You grew up in poverty, you grew up a certain way, so that is how you're going to live your life, because you, the individual, just go through life believing that that's all it is, instead of finding the courage within yourself to say, no, absolutely not. I want to live my life my way. And you find the courage to do the hard work to change your belief system. Yeah. So I wish there was a way, more awareness, more, maybe this podcast is incredible for people to listen to and see that you don't have to be the product of your past. You become the product of your future. Whatever your future, anything you want to.
It's all there in the quantum field. Every variation of every is all embedded in
Absolutely.
that. And we do have the power to choose. You've got to be able to control your mind in order to do that.
Yeah.
So, Lenka, I want to kind of pull this all together and just find out, you're obviously helping move the bar, move the chains forward for women, for people in general. What is your business? How do people find out about you? Is this where are you in this journey, and what can
Mineola?
What can we do to help you?
Yes, in Mineola, my
what can we do
favorite place on earth.
Claremont's mine.
Yeah.
Like, how do people find out about your work, and is there anything you need from us? How do we help you to your next level?
Well, first of all, thank you for this incredible opportunity. It was so This is the first time that I've had a chance to actually speak about gratitude.
Well, you've done
and
really
mindset.
well. I mean, if this is your first podcast,
Thank
you're
you.
a pro.
I appreciate it. It's like I love opportunities to do things that take me out of my comfort zone. So thank you, Tia, for
You
seeing
look totally
something.
comfortable. I would be very surprised.
I think it's because it's a topic that I love and I have passion for.
Yes.
If we talked about something I don't know anything about, I'm sure
Next time we have to talk about
differently.
interstellar
Yes.
physics or something.
Yeah, throw some math at me. I was like, oh my gosh, no, I need to go now. But yeah, well, listen, Start a Business LLC is my company. It's this website. I would love for people, women, to connect with me. I am with Chamber of Commerce. I hang out with pretty much in Claremont on every Monday during our events. So come find me, talk to me.
You might be surprised to know that outside of the United States, our number one country listening to us is Singapore.
No way.
Yeah, we have like dozens of countries.
Well then.
So they're not. You're
They
welcome
probably
to come
will
to,
not come to Claremont. That's
welcome
for
to come to
sure,
Claremont.
right? Yeah.
But if you give me your website, would that be relevant to people across the world?
Absolutely. Yeah, we do virtual support as well, and so boot camps and things like that for women that are trying to find themselves or pivot in life. So
we'll go ahead and put that. We'll put that in the show notes. And is there anything else you'd want to share with our audience? A life lesson that you want to project into the future via this podcast?
I think the life lesson is what I just shared a few minutes ago. It's like, don't believe that you are not the product of your past. Believe that you can make your life whatever you want it to make. And I think I cannot feel stronger about that. It's like you have the power to, oh my gosh, okay, this is what I'm going to share with you. You have the power to decide, to undecide what you've decided about yourself in the past.
Yeah.
And you have the power to decide something very new about yourself. So it's a mumble jumble, right? But you really have the power.
No,
that was really
you
well said.
You have the power
and
to
you're
decide who you want to be.
And the creator of the universe gave us a forum in which to express that power.
Yeah.
You can call anything in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
You.
Sarah,
Now that was it. What I just said. That was my grand finale.
Well, I'm grateful to both of you. You've been listening to Soul Decodes. Please share this with others. We've had we're 94% up month over month.
Nice.
So we're doing some great things.
Amazing.
Thank you in advance for sharing. We've got good listenership and it's growing. And I'm looking forward to our next guest. And I'm also looking forward to time alone with you, because we have to talk about your project and what's next with your project.
We'll do that, for sure.
But anyway, thanks for joining us on Soul Decodes. Sarah, Tirri, Lenka Brady, and Tia Jolie Phillips. We'll see you again.
Thank you.
Soul Decodes, a featured presentation, airs every Friday on the Earth Angel Media Network. This episode of Soul Decodes is sponsored and produced by Live Pure. Optimize your life by taking your health to the next level. Listen now to learn how Live Pure will make your world better.
Live Pure is an American-based distribution system of online portals that give discounted access to clean, potent, natural, and ethically sourced healthy solutions for fat loss, muscle gain, clean skin care, immune system support, whole body cleanse, physiological balance, and performance support for athletes of all ages. Live Pure handpicks the best products and nutrients from world-class companies, always adding to their quickly growing wellness lineup that now includes Korean skincare, no-injection weight loss alternatives, medical-grade nutraceuticals listed in the physician's desk reference, and healthy coffee that rivals the world's best, but for only about $1 per cup. Soul Decodes listeners looking for youth, beauty, and better health can get wholesale pricing by visiting livepure.com/gateway and signing up for free as a preferred customer. Content creators, influencers, and virtual entrepreneurs looking for passive cash flows from emerging markets can profit from Live Pure's State of the Industry affiliate program, which provides up to 7 different payment vectors. content creators aligned with Live Pure and Earth Angel Media will enjoy massive co-marketing benefits, including a personally branded website. Sign up as an affiliate brand partner at livepure.biz/gateway or drop us a note at earthangelproject.com. Check out the show notes for more details.